Alright, what's up, guys? So, this video is titled Message to My Doubters for a reason. I might have done a video like this before, but I feel like with the recent event that happened in my life, I need to do it again because I feel that there are people that's watching that they really don't have no business watching in the first place, especially if you don't, support my career choices and stuff. At the end of the day, I'm not really looking for support anymore. It's like there's people all across the world that's shown support to me. That's more than enough. Even seeing myself making it this far, where it's like there's some people out there that said that they have even reached to like YouTube partnership. There's some people out there where it's all like they have even got their like first video to reach 100 views. They haven't reached over even gotten just at least one subscriber. There's all these people that want to achieve all these different things, and yet I've done that. So it's something where it's like if they got doubt in their heart with my career choices, it's like, fam, you should have maybe had doubt in your heart when I very first got into this 13 years ago. Don't wait 13 years later, thousands of dollars later, millions of views later, thousands of subscribers later. Don't wait until I have invested so much time and money into my content creating career, and then that's when you want to like make it seem that what I'm doing is it's just me sitting around having fun. I'm just sitting around wasting my life away and stuff. So just recently I had somebody that let's just say I'm close with them, but they overall was trying to push out this narrative to me that content creating isn't a real job. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I've made money, I put in work. Sounds like a job to me. But no, the thing is this though, like people, I truly do believe that people sit down and they think that they think that I'm sitting around and I'm having fun. I'm not. There's at times where like not to a level where it's like I want to quit, but it's like stressful because of how much weight you have to manage with content creating. Like content creating, in my opinion, it's one of the most hardest jobs out there. I'm not going to say it's the hardest job in the world, but it's definitely a hard job, especially if you put yourself in a situation where you make the job harder and harder. My question is to people is how many content creators do you know out there with 50 different YouTube channels? How many content creators do you know out there with 50 different YouTube channels, and then they got to worry about other social media platforms? You're trying to make a name for yourself on TikTok. You're trying to make a name for yourself on Twitch. You're trying to make a name for yourself on GEEK and all these other different social media platforms. How many content creators that you know that's doing that has a podcast, post podcast episodes every day, posting videos every day? And my thing is this, the only time when I have to say that I missed the day is when I forget to upload a video for the day or if I'm out on vacation. But other than that, it's like, fam, I've had to make sacrifices in my life just so I can focus on my content creating career. Meanwhile, it's like the same people that want to doubt me, they want to go out, party, drink, do all these other things where it's like, fam, I should be doing that. You should be doing what I'm doing, finding a career. So it really trips me out, right? That somebody is going to sit down, look me in my face, and make it seem like that my career, not even like career, but just life choices isn't good enough. And I'm like, for one, I'm not looking for your approval when it comes to my life choices. You're living your life, I'm living my life. That should be the end of that discussion. But no, so overall though, and it was crazy how I got even involved because the person that, overall it's like the main subject of this video, not gonna name drop them, but they were arguing with somebody else. Fam, when I tell you guys, I didn't say nothing, I didn't do anything, I was just sitting down, minding my own business. Out of nowhere, I get brought into a conversation and I'm like, I don't even know why I was being brought into the conversation in the first place, but it's like they were looking at me all like, oh, well, somebody doesn't have a job. And I didn't catch on to it the first time, but the second time they made sure they said it loud enough for me to hear. So that's when I had to ask them, what have I ever done to you? They said nothing. Okay, that's pushed to the side. When have I ever had to ask you for money? Never. Okay, that's pushed to the side. Why am I being attacked? That's on some stuff where it's like you have to sit down and think about it. It's like people like that, and I've already made it up in my mind where I'm like, I don't care for talking to this person anymore in my life, because it's like if you're gonna be carrying on like that, where it's like it's one thing if I would have chimed in, it's one thing if I had been taking sides. I didn't do none of that. I was sitting down minding my own business. So yeah, it's like when you see things like that, when at least when I see things like that, there might be people in this world that are forgiving to things like that, and y'all like, oh, well, that person was just mad. They were just angry. Just let it go. My thing is this: their whole life, where it's all like, I can think of moments even when I was a kid where it was no different than what happened a few days ago. And I'm like, I'm not with that. So that's why I'm like, I made it up in my mind where I'm like, until this person start acting right, and I'm not trying to hear no excuses. I'm not trying to hear, well, no. The thing is this: I remember there was another time where I was trying to like more so figure out like, why do they get angry so easily? And it's something, because I'm like, no, I'm curious. I'm like, and they came up with all these different excuses, and they're all like, well, that's why I'm not talking to this individual. That's why I'm not talking to that individual. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, but is that a reason to go like months with being upset with that? And especially when it's on some petty stuff at that. Like, my thing is this. I'll say that this much: the things that they've gotten mad about with others is stuff that I've laughed about. It put us in the same situation where it's like, I remember a time where they got mad at somebody for having a scheduled day off. And I'm thinking to myself, so what are they supposed to do? Show up to a place and it's closed? I'm saying that, to me, that just don't make no sense. It's like, but it's things like that where it's like, I laugh about that. If somebody has the day off, I'm like, okay, you have the day off. Cool. That's, I don't know what else to say about it, but it's like this individual got mad at somebody for having a day off. So that's why I'm like, it really confuses me. But no, I wanted to talk on this money thing real quick. I wanted to talk on that because they made it seem like that I don't have money. And I'm like, no, I haven't had to ask you for money. But trust me, I have money. I have my own money. If I needed money from somebody, guess what? I would ask. But that's the thing where I'm like, that's one thing that I can say about myself is that when I got my first job, well, not my first, it was second, but like my, I guess, IRL job, whatever you want to call it. When I started working at this cafe in Seattle, and I started making like some real but even like before then, like I can think of when I got like my first few checks from YouTube, it felt good. It felt extremely good, but I was still like in a kid's mentality. I was still in like, I gotta ask this person for some, I gotta ask this. But the thing is this, at least for me, when I started making like more money, right, and then was able to just go out and buy whatever pair of shoes that I wanted, buy whatever video game console I wanted, buy whatever video game I wanted, clothes. I'm saying when I started making like some hard-earned money, like when I like not making but earning my money, when I started earning it, fam, it really changed my perspective on like getting money, because it's easy to go out and ask somebody for money, but when you earn money, to me it just feels good. So like that's something where it's like I can say about myself, and like there's been times where it's like, yes, I have been in struggling situations, but that's all adults. All adults are going to be in the struggling, unless you've had, just a bunch of handouts in life and you've never had to struggle, then it's like, but I feel like even a person that had handouts, they still got to like find some sort of struggle in life. But anyways, there have been times where I have struggled. I'm saying even I'm struggling now, but that's one thing for sure, is that I have never had to ask this particular individual or anybody else for money. I have figured it out. Why? Because mentally and physically, I'm an adult. But this person, on the other hand, no. It's funny because they had, so this was like some years, this is when I was working at the cafe. And they had, at the time being, and I think even now, like, they've had, like, I think 3-4 different jobs. And I think throughout my whole, that was just in the recent years. I'm saying with me, I've only had 2 jobs throughout my whole life. That has been content creating, and there's this cafe in Seattle. Other than that, I guess, like, if cutting the neighbor's yard for $15, 2.5 jobs, I don't know, bro. But anyways, no, but I have to say, in every, just with my 2 jobs and then the multiple jobs they had throughout their whole life, like they've a job to job person, and I'm like, you shouldn't be talking about me having a job. And it's like, when was the last time you had a stable job? You had a stable job and was putting yourself in situations where you almost lost that job. So that's why I'm like, I'm definitely ain't gonna take no advice from you when it comes to having a job and stuff. But so anyways, so there's at a point in time where they was making much more money than I was. All right, much more money than I was. And it tripped me out was that I'm working at this cafe making like minimum wage, they were asking me for money. So that's why I'm like, it trips me out how it's like you gonna turn around and say that I don't have a job, yet you had a job and you still was asking me for money. And the crazy thing about it, it wasn't because they was in a struggling situation, no, because they wanted to show off for their friend. So that's why I'm like, don't sit here and talk to me about money management, having jobs, careers, and all that stuff, yet you've never had a career, all right? You've had multiple jobs since what? Since you pretty much turned 16. All right. And how many times did you then have to ask somebody for money versus how many times I've had to ask someone? Like if we start all the way from the first day we started working, if we add up how much money we didn't have to take from the people that we know, oh, trust me, they're like Bill Gates when it comes to that stuff, man. It's like, yeah, they should definitely be at least, if not a millionaire, at least a thousandaire, like the high thousands. Cause I'm like, fam, how many, like, no, that's a genuine question. How many times you had to ask people for money throughout the years you've been working since 16 versus the years that I've been working? I got my first job when I was 19. And so, yeah, like the cafe job, speaking on that, but it's like, yeah, even with because I think with content creating, yeah, I didn't start, so yeah, it's like 18, 19 and stuff. So if we go from that point in frame, from the point frame where you start working and how much money, I'm saying it's stuff like that where it's like, look, if you're going to get me involved in an argument, it's like at least make sure that the argument is going to make sense. But it was like the thing was that, and I think that's what more so has shut the argument down, not what like what I was saying, but I was just in this blind rage to where I was like, I think if this individual would have, like, you know, I think if, all right, so if I knew that if it would have been an even out fight, I definitely would have tried to do something. But I just know that if I would have did something to this individual, it wouldn't have been a fair fight just because of how much anger that was running through my body. So I was like, you know what? And plus, on top of that, we were out in public. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and just try to keep my calm. But yeah, there was people that was there, you know, that we both know that was like, they told me that they've never seen me that upset before. But it's like, it wasn't even so much as about the comment, but it was just like, fam, why are you upset? Like, why are you angry? And it's like, then on top of that, gonna bring out anger on me as if I've done something to you. I'm like, that's the funny thing is like the last time I think I remotely did anything to this person was years ago. The last time I said anything crazy to this person was years ago. But it was that blind rage speaking. So that's why I'm like, look, all right, you got me at a blind rage point at one point in time in my life. That's when I was a lot younger. I'm a lot older now. All right, I'm an adult. At that time being, yeah, I think I was like a teenager, however old I was. But regardless of the situation, yeah, I'm at a point in time in my life where I don't want to be carrying on like that. So that's why I'm like, look, to this individual, highly doubt they're going to be watching this video, but let's just say if they were sitting down and watching this video, I think it's best if you stay in your little part of the world and I'm going to stay in my little part of the world. But unless you change, you know, you done had some like life altering, you know, moment and things in your life to where now you want to be much more happier. I get it. We're going to be mad about stuff. I don't know how many times I ain't got mad about stuff, but that's the thing though. I don't take my anger out on people that don't even deserve to have anger being taken out on. I'm saying, like, I ain't been mad. I'm a good majority, like, well, maybe not a good majority of my life, but I feel like I would have more of a reason to be mad than this person, you know? And so but I'm like, that's the thing, though, where it's like, I go about life in a positive way. I don't be out, like, you know, having some, like, you know, a moment where I just go off on somebody and things where I feel like I gotta lash out on them, berate them, talk about what they got going on. There ain't no need for that. Where is that gonna get me in life? The funny thing is like when people, they don't sit down and bother to think about that, but it's like when you continue carrying on like that, you have to sit down and think about it. That's why you haven't succeeded in life, because of how you're carrying on. But then it's crazy to me how it's like they get on me about having a social media influencing job. Meanwhile, they're following people that literally do the same thing that I do. I'm saying it's like it really trips me out where it's like you see stuff like that where it's like people be so quick to support all these other different like social media influencers, but when it comes down to you, and the thing is this, I don't care about the support, but it's really trippy to just see somebody where they talk about somebody not, you know, I guess not having a real job, but it's like, well, what about like the social media influencers that you follow? I'm saying, like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if I would bother to take the time to go through their social media accounts, I'm like, yeah, I know they follow the Kardashians, and I'm like, bruh, they're social media influencers. I'm like, how come you ain't going to them, talking to them about not having a job? You literally, no, there was at a point in time, I remember, I can't remember if this meetup, if it was a free meetup or they had to pay money for this meetup, but regardless of whether it was free or you had to pay money for it, the fact that you went out of your way, right, to meet the Kardashians. Meanwhile, I'm like, you literally have a whole person that you actually know. The Kardashians don't know you. The thing is this, something can happen to you. Who do you think is going to be crying first over it? Do you think the Kardashians is going to be crying over a person that they don't know, or the person that actually does know you? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's stuff like that where it's like when a person, they're so quick to jump out and support somebody else, you turn around and do the same thing and they want to berate you. No, I'm not with that. So that's why I'm all like, you know, that person, they stay in their part of the world. I'm going to stay in my part of the world. I think we can survive doing that. All right. So it's one of those things where I'm like, no, until you actually change and start being more respectful to people, then that's when you could come talk to me. But until then, I'm not trying to hear no excuses. I'm not trying to hear nothing. You ask me for money. And the funny thing is like, I know that that's what's going to happen too, is that when the day does come, when I do catch my big break on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, wherever, and I'm making a lot of money, like I'm out here, you know, one of these guys getting awards, making millions of dollars a year, not even a year, literally a month. Because I'm saying, like, you guys sit down and pay attention to some of like the content creators, like how much money they really be making. Like, check out websites like Social Blade and see how much money that they're making. But it's like, no, if it's like you sit down, you see that stuff, right? And I just already know, like, when I'm in that same conversation where it's like where I'm making that same amount of money as them and stuff, I already know that this particular person's going to be like, oh, well, since you are making this, can I? Because I'm like, no, there ain't no because, there ain't no, well, you did, no. I'm all like, you ain't supported. You didn't even have the courtesy to just show respect to what I'm doing. So that's why I'm like, no, you'll be fine. You've made it this far in life. You can go further. And so that's why I'm like, no, don't be asking me. Everybody else around, that's actually, my thing is this. And there's people that like, that we know where at the end of the day, if they support me, they do. If they don't, oh well. But at least I can say that they have respect for what I'm doing. You know, like, they've asked me about it. I've told them about, like, whatever is going on at the time. And they've sat down, they listened. This person, on the other hand, I can't remember the last time I've sat down and talked to them about content creating or my career and stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you gonna be negative to me for no reason. I'm like, fam, just stay in your part of the world. I'm not trying to hear all that, so... But anyways, no, I actually wanted to, you know, more so have it where this video was like a message to just all doubters and things. But I feel like this video alone kind of just, you know, talks to the doubters out there. You know, this, even though this video was to one person, this goes out to everybody that doubts me. It's like, fam, you need to understand this, that I've been doing content creating stuff for 13 years now. Now, to some people, that might be a long time. To me, 13 years is like, I'm willing to go another 13 years and another 13 years and another 13 years, and to the point where I can't do content creating stuff. I can't press start recording on OBS. I can't press go live on Twitch, TikTok Studio, or whatever. You know, it's like to the point where I can't do content creating anymore. That's when I'm going to stop doing content creating. But until then, I'm perfectly fine doing content creating. I am content with my life. If I didn't like content creating, fam, I would have stopped a long time ago. But people, they need to hear out the struggles that I've had with content creating. First 5 years of me being a content creator, having numerous videos get thousands of views, made no money off of them. No money off of them whatsoever, all right? Then received, I don't even know how many strikes on throughout, like, the past 3 years with YouTube. Then received numerous strikes. Then did streams where literally nobody was there. Not even the bots that's supposed to be moderating my Twitch streams. Having it where it's like, freaking, what else? Putting out music and there's nobody listening to your music. What else? TikToks where it's all like, yeah, you know, you might post like that one TikTok that goes viral, but then you don't post all these other different TikToks that don't go viral. I'm saying when you put blood, sweat, in tears into content creating. Literally was over there recording and streaming while I had COVID, bro. I'm trying to think of other times before COVID and before the pandemic where I was sick and I still was doing videos. I'm saying even having it where I had like this joint disorder in my jaw, and I remember there was a time where I was doing a video, I literally felt my jaw pop out of place, bro. I have been through so much as a content creator. I'm not gonna say that I'm probably the only content creator in the world that I've been through a lot of different stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like that for a lot of different content creators. But my thing is this. Throughout that time of all those struggles, I've managed to create 50 different YouTube channels, right? I have put out, I don't know how many albums. Got an album coming out literally next week. No, not even next week. The end of this week. Wastelanders 2 is coming out the end of this week, Friday the 13th. All right. Them put out 2 albums this year. Okay, I even worked on songs for like other channels. I have a type beat channel where it's like if people want to rap over the beats, they very well can do that. I also create another music channel where if people want to use my music as background music, created one of those channels. Thinking about turning one channel that I'm not even really using for anything into an animation channel and getting into animations and stuff. I'm saying, like, what else have I done? It's like with the thousands upon thousands of videos that I put out, podcasting, I'm saying, like, just with all of the content that I have put out, all right, throughout the years, throughout like the weather conditions, whether it was extremely hot or extremely cold, whatever, all right, I have been through so much as a content creator. Do you think you not supporting me is going to make me stop? No, it's not. I've had it, fam. I've gotten into arguments with just about everybody that I know, friends, family, about content creating. And I'm like, look, bruh, this is my life. If it wasn't meant for me to do it, I would have never even looked at it in the first place. So that's why I'm like, it trips me out. It really does trip me out, though, where it's like people will not have that support. But it's like, okay, cool. You don't have to support it. But it's like, fam, show respect towards it. Like, that's the crazy thing about it, is that this individual, it could have been a situation where it been the other way around, where they decided to get into content creating. Like, let's say we still had the same mindsets, but our lives are just altered a little bit. They wanted to be the content creator, and then I was just, out doing my own thing. The thing is this about me, is that I'm super supportive of whatever a person wants to get into. Like, then had it where friends of mine's then, like, and the thing is this, I'm just gonna be just laying out like the types of friends that I have, where it's like I got a friend of mine that just recently came to me and was talking about how he wanted to start construction business. I'm over here thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, fam, if you need my help, I got you. I had friends also come to me about their music. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to know? Content creating, what do you want to know? I'm saying that it's like, so even if it had been a situation where it's like, I'm not the content creator, I don't, didn't care for content creating, it's like I still feel like that supportive bone in my body still would have existed, because I can't think of a time, even when I was a kid, where I wasn't supportive towards somebody. It's like I could think of like moments even when I was in elementary, and it's all like, look, regardless of what the situation is, I am going to support people with whatever. So I'm saying it's like having it where you have all this support, or no, that's what I was originally saying, where it's like, okay, the lives are switched around. They want to be the content creator, and I was the one working from job to job or whatever. I still would have shown support to it. I'm like, do you need my help? I'm like, I might not go out and buy the equipment for you. My thing is this, I might not even support it, but at least I'll respect it, all right? And I'm not going to be looking you in your face, talking about you ain't got a job, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. And it's like, okay, and my thing is this, what do you have to where you feel like you need to tell the whole world about it? It's people like that where I can say, and this is how I'm going to end the video off, entitled people just need to be in a little area by themselves. Let's just, one of the 50 states, let's just make it into an area for just entitled, because when I tell you guys, fam, I feel like a sequel to this video could happen of me just talking about all the entitled things this person done did throughout their lives. I'm saying it's been some stuff where I'm all like done almost put their life in danger because of how entitled they are, and I'm like, man, it's some crazy stuff. It is some extremely, extremely crazy stuff. But yeah, overall though, it's like I'm not trying to sit here and do this video to convince anybody to support me. All I ask for is respect, and it ain't on some stuff where I have to earn your respect. No, you just respect the person by default. And I'm saying, like, I remember a time before where I was like, I talked on that, where it's like people need to be more respectful, and the guy comments talking about, you gotta earn my respect. Fam, I don't know you. I don't know you at all. And it's all like, no. All right, so if that's the case, you see somebody out and about. Let's say you see this big old buff black guy out and about recording a video and things. You going to go up to him talking about you don't respect this, or how you treat people on the internet. Are you going to treat somebody like that to their face? No, you're not. All right, because the people, I feel like people that carry on like the person I was talking about and throughout this video, and then just others that I've had to deal with when it came to like doubting and hating and all that stuff, they're scary, okay? They're not going to go up to nobody. I'm pretty sure that's one thing that I'll say about this, the person I was talking about in this video. I'm pretty sure they ain't seen a lot of people out and about taking pictures, recording Snapchats, recording TikToks, videos, all that stuff. I seen, when I was at Universal Studios this past week, I seen somebody recording a TikTok, and I'm like, fam, if I see that TikTok, I'm liking it and I'm commenting saying like, I was literally standing right next to you in line when you recorded this TikTok. But no, it's like, the thing is this, it's like, it's crazy to me where it's like, and I don't know, I guess that's just how, you know, different people are and stuff, but it's just crazy to me where it's all like, I might not support something that a like person is doing, but at least I'll have respect for it. You know, like that's one thing that I'll say is like, I don't support the OnlyFans wave. I got friends that they do the OnlyFans work, but guess what? The thing is this, again, don't support it, don't care for it, none of that stuff. OnlyFans can disappear tomorrow. Hey, so be it. But at least I can say is that I got respect. If they came to me and they was all like, I need help, I'm like, I ain't gonna get involved. But like, if you need like word help, yeah, sure, I'll see what I can do. Like, what you trying to like? What camera you trying to like, or what? I don't know how to go about that. But I'm like, I'll try to, you know, at least be like somewhat respectful. And if I don't know, then I don't know. But that's the thing where it's all like, I just can't be disrespectful to somebody, and it's like, I feel that this person may know somewhat of me, but at the end of the day, I feel like that they really don't know me. If they turn around and say some disrespectful stuff into my face, and it's like, yeah, then they don't know me like how they think they know me and stuff. So it can even be on somewhere they could say like, I've known you your whole life, and it's like, I don't feel like you have. I'm like, I feel like you've been disrespectful to me my whole life, but you definitely don't know me and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, that's one thing that I'll say, you know, just talking to both parties, where it's like, if you got people in your life that's doubting you, cut them off. It's like, completely cut them off, and then and overall, they can either cut them off and then, you know, just stay in your own little world, or prove them wrong. Me, I plan on doing both, cutting them off and proving them wrong. But talking to the individuals that want to be negative for no reason, for why? Like, you can come up with whatever reason you want to come up with. It's still not going to make any sense. So, yeah, that's why it's like on some stuff where it's like, look, if you're going to be disrespectful for no reason, it's like, don't even talk to people, you know, because it's like, it just, to me, it just don't make sense to be carrying on like that. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next video. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.